are in the final week of the season, and as we got on the practice field today, you just realize how fast the season's flown by. And sitting here looking past the cameras at the old pavilion we were in months ago and for a year. So what a whirlwind of emotions this full year, and then kind of leading into this last week, it just kind of reminisce a little bit. But so proud of this group and from the guys, and we talked this morning in the meeting, and just again credit to everything they've done and put us in this position, and here we are going into our last game and still playing for a lot of stuff. And this game means something, means a lot to this first group, means a lot to these seniors, means a lot to the university and everybody down here in the valley. So it's just excited to finish it off at home, and guys came out. It's a good week of practice, and but again, got another good opponent coming in here. Going to have a big challenge, but excited about the challenge we have. We kind of talked this morning. It's like a cumulative final exam, and that's what everything they're going to give us on every side of the football. It's going to test everything, so it's going to be the perfect final exam here for the season. But excited to get going.
Coach, getting your first conference road win of the season at McNeese, how good did that feel?
It was good. It couldn't work out any better. Looking back, I think things work out the way they're supposed to. And yeah, it would have been great to just start out scoring touchdowns and win the game. But for the game to get started the way it did, to have things not go our way, and but for them to see them just stick to it, they believe they overcame those things that kind of hurt us early on, and to watch them come back and then just finish it off in the fourth quarter and dominate again. Just so proud of the growth. We're still growing, and to be in those positions, it's really just a proud moment to see that group. Finally accomplish something they've worked so hard for in that fashion, where they had to overcome the things that hurt us early in the season. So it was a great moment, and proud of that group.
Donnie Diaz had an incredible game, especially getting SLC honors. What do you have to say about him and the work that he's done this season, especially pulled off at that McNeese game?
Just phenomenal guy. And again, you get to a game like that, and you got crucial situations, and you try to get the ball to your best guys. And they gave us the opportunity there to put the ball in his hands deep and at the start of the fourth quarter, and that was just part of the read. And we're 1-on-1, and that's a high percentage pass for us. 1-on-1 throws with Tony Diaz involved is a high percentage pass for us, and we'll do them at any time. You saw it the last drive there. Technically 4-minute offense mode, but that's an efficient play for us, and got him the football down there, and then of course got it to him in the end zone again. And guys like Eddie and Nathan Denny and those guys, when the game's on the line, you want the ball in their hands.
You're back at home this week at Robert Janet Backer Stadium. What does it mean to you to be doing your last game, playing your last game here at home in front of a great crowd as always? I
think it's just the perfect combination to the season. To start off at home, start off with a bang, and you'll hopefully get a chance to finish off with a bang here. Again, I get to honor these seniors, the guys that came here with 1 year left, on a vision, on a dream, but to have an opportunity to win 8 games and get recognized there before the game, it's just going to be a special moment. Again, couldn't be a better fitting to this first season.
Your inaugural season is coming close to an end. If you could just sum up what this journey has meant for you.
It's been really it's just been growth. We talk about that growth in a lot of areas for us, but us as a program, and really looking at our group, and the guys we've got here that came here not highly recruited, the guys from high school kind of nobody wanted, guys that transferred here kind of on a last chance mentality, but to see with something to prove, and to see them come in and do what they did, it just shows you in life sometimes people just need another chance and need an opportunity, and what they did with that opportunity, and just that was their mindset, but they built on it, they worked on it, they bought into the vision from day one, and just to see it go the way it did, it was just special. And it takes a special group. When you have special seasons, it's all about that chemistry in that locker room, and that started a long time ago, but the way they gel together has just been phenomenal to watch, but evident that when you get that close group, that's when special seasons happen.
Coach, getting right into it, what's it going to take to get a win on Saturday, last game of the season?
It's going to take everything we got. Like we said, it's East Texas is a good football team, and again, just different record, very competitive in a lot of games. And but you look at 2 of their conference road games were on the conference road wins were on the road. Went to Incarnate Word and scored 50 points on them, and went to Northwestern. But very talented offensively. They can score points, and they can score points at any time, and they're going to go fast. We've seen them a lot on film because we follow them with opponents, and they like to attack. They attack your weaknesses. They attack coverages. We do a lot of the same things offensively, so it's going to be a challenge on that side of the ball. Defensively, they're going to throw everything at you. So we're going to see, like I said, it's a final exam. It's anything we've seen from Nichols, McNeese, Northwestern, SFA. They do it all, and they got the ability to just do it all at any time, so they make it really, really difficult. They get a lot of turnovers. They come after you. They're very aggressive on special teams, so it's a good football team, and and they're scary good, and they can, especially when they get some momentum, and they can beat anybody in the league at any time, and they've shown that. So we're gonna have our hands full, and it's gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna have to be again making sure that we're fundamentally sound, we're prepared, and we're ready to play, and be able to handle everything that they're going to show us.
Eddie talked about how emotional it was getting into the last few days before this game. Is that something that you've seen from the players, and what is the emotions like in the locker room as well?
It's been good. Nothing changes. We talked this week. It's just it's the next game. It's the last game. But again, in order for us to we're all fighting for that feeling Saturday in the locker room after the game to enjoy that feeling of a victory. But you got to earn that right during the week, and it starts with every single day in the practice, the preparation. So nothing changes on that standpoint from us. It's about us and how we prepare and how we get ready to go into the ball game on Saturday.
So what's the conversation like, just getting them to keep up and not let go of any of that intensity with it being, last game of the season?
Really, there's not much of a conversation. It's who they are, and that's the culture they've built. That's the standard they've set, and the standard's the standard. And there isn't much conversation, Aaron, because that's what they do. And they come out here and they got after it today. They're getting after each other. They're having fun. They're working the tails off. And there's to no surprise, that's who this group is, and that's why we're sitting here at 8-3.
And if you could summarize what this entire process has been like from your hire, from the start, from building this program from the ground up now to the last game of the first season, could you summarize that, and how would you do that?
It would take a lot longer than this press conference to summarize that, but it's just been phenomenal. And again, it flies by, but you're really just cherishing every moment and trying to cherish every moment we have this last week.
Coach, you're 6-0 at home so far this season. Is there any pressure coming into this last game, or what have you been telling the guys? Forget about the record, just play.
Yeah. There's no pressure. I mean, like we said back weeks ago, when this season's over, we're going to celebrate this season, whether we're 3-9 or 9-3 or anything in between. And no, it's just again a normal week. It's the last one now. Again, that we've talked about the standard. They're set the standard, for the years to come. So what is that standard? The standard right now has been that we don't lose at home, and so they're hungry to keep that standard up, and there's a lot, and they know all those things, so we don't have to talk too much, but really just operating like it's the next week.
And we've talked about seniors like Eddie who are getting ready to play their last game in Backer Stadium. What kind of role do you want them to have on Saturday, and what kind of role have you seen from the seniors just overall this season? Great. Everything we had hoped for to bring those guys in, those seniors, knowing they had 1 year, really for what they've done to the locker room. Definitely the maturity experience. Hoping that they could perform and help out on the field, which a lot of them have, and so thankful there. But really, what they've done in the locker room, and they've been so clue. We talk about the chemistry. We talk about the toughness of this group. That's where it starts with those seniors that have come in. They set the standard. They've helped educate and grow some of these young guys up, but really model that standard every single day. And so that's the biggest thing we're proud of. And again, that's what it's taken to get us where we are, is the culture and that buy-in, the chemistry they have in the locker room, and that's the most important thing we asked of them, and very pleased with the outcome of what we got.
Coach, with Thanksgiving coming up next week, I'm working on a story about the impact high school coaches have on their athletes. You've been there. You were a high school coach or a college coach. What would you have to say about the importance of high school coaches and the impact that they have on their players' lives?
Extremely important. And it doesn't change here in college. It's the same thing, and we have an opportunity every day. That's what we talk in our program, and we focus on what we can control, and what we can control the most as coaches is what we teach, what we model every day for these young men, and really educating them not just for football but for life. And we do that every day at our program. Same thing we did in high school, but so important. A lot of these guys that are away from home, we see them more right now than they see their families, and we are the role models, and we are the parents sometimes. But just really. Every single thing you can teach and develop and really model for these young men helps them later in life to be around those influences.
Okay, I'm featuring 3 of your players, local boys, Eddie, Nathan, and Frank Medina. Can you tell me a little bit about each one of these players and how you feel their coaches impacted them?
Eddie and Nate, they've been to other places, but they come from good programs. Obviously, high school and great coaching down here, and phenomenal programs from Harlingen and Pioneer, and then what the success they had in high school and led them to to go to Texas State and UTSA, and then they were around some great coaches there, and what they've learned, and we've talked about a lot of things they've learned at those places, and then having the opportunity to come back here and be around this group and this program, and really to hear them talk about how they like things here, and how their coaches are influencing them here as well. And then Frank, from San Benito, great program there, and very, he was the guy that started as a walk-on here, and now he's earned his way up, and just that chip on the shoulder, like most Valley guys have, and people tell them you can't do this, you're too small for that, but to see all those guys come in and both Nathan and Frank, just undersized for their position, but have shown that they can compete and they can perform. So just proud of those three, and really again it starts back with where they came from and the influences they had in high school.
Coach, just one for me on Eddie, man. So he does some really good things here in high school, then goes to UTSA, doesn't work out how he wanted, but then just as he's looking for a new home, you guys are starting up here at UTRGV, and he's coming here and kind of been one of the faces of the program. We've seen him dancing in commercials, eating tacos, and making commercials with banks and everything. And when he does interviews, he's a guy that always brings in teammates to do those interviews with him and kind of share that spotlight with them and with the O-line. So just what does it mean for a program to have a leader like that, who's doesn't want all the spotlight, but is always going to give praise to those around him and share the spotlight with those next to him?
Yeah, that just exemplifies the culture we want to build here. But I think I said it a long time ago when we first signed him that it was set up to be the perfect ending for him and the perfect start for this program of what we expected and anticipated with him, and he exceeded any expectation we had. And just and really what he's done from the moment he came in, the chemistry, the buy-in, what he does outside of here with the guys and getting them together is just, you can't explain what he does, but such a huge piece of gluing everybody together. They love him, they fight for him, they play for him, and that's so important. I think for your starting quarterback has to have that relationship with the team, and we teach that in the quarterback room, and it's got to be intentional. But and it's he's the head coach on the field, and they got to love you, they got to respect you, but deep down they got to play their tails off for you, and they got to see you do it on a daily basis. And he exemplifies that toughness and that effort and everything he does. You see it on the field, you see him playing hurt, you see him playing through pain, you see him playing through struggles and finding a way, and just again the epitome of what we want to build and keep building here. But just so happy for him, and pleased to have it work out the way it did. You can't draw it up any better. But again, he's earned it. He's done it himself, and really extremely proud of what he's done.
What are some lessons that you've taught to the players throughout the season to try to keep them motivated, even if it was after a win or after a loss?
Really, we just focus on our culture, everything we do, and everything we build on a daily basis that has nothing to do with wins or losses, but it's how we operate every day. We talk about winning today, and it's a mentality to wake up and be your best every single day, no matter what's in front of you. And whether it's school, football, you name it, family, but it's a mindset. It's a competitive toughness mindset that we build. But regardless of what's in front of you, it's just a mindset about being the best you can be every day, and that's what we focused on. We've never talked about winning or losing games. We still don't. We talk about being the best we can be every day. And Saturday happens to be a game day, and we want to be the best.
I know that you're zoned in during the games, obviously, but what do you think of the culture that the RGV has accumulated since the football season started, whether it's even during the week or like on campus? What do you think?
Oh, it's been great. The support's been phenomenal, and the fans of the game, the students, everybody, it's been phenomenal to watch. It helps obviously when you're winning some games to start off and guys people buying a lot quicker, but you couldn't draw it up, and that's part of it. The support we have, the atmosphere at home, that's a huge reason why we're 6-0 at home right now, and can't wait to get back there Saturday.